Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamerdad, with another video for you. So first off, I'd like to give a shout out to one of my YouTube members, Tinky. Thanks for your support. Now in tonight's video, hopefully you have already updated to the in-game update 2.11.200. It's not in the App Store or Play Store. Just reset the game and you'll be able to load it up and you'll have access to these new banners as well as Chapter 2 of the Future Mythos. As mentioned earlier, I will not be streaming it since I'm not feeling 100%. However, hopefully I will get that done. Apparently there is a super boss at the end of Chapter 2, and if I do get there, I'm hoping to take that down and share the video and my strategies with you. Now that being said, in tonight's episode of Should You Summon, we're going to talk about Alter Iska or Parallel Iska or Black Clad Swordsman, encounter across time layers. There are 3 banners to go for, which is a little bit different from the standard, I guess, banner where you have kind of a split banner. So I'll just go into a little bit more detail with that as we go through the banners. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me that way. So first of all, this is the paid banner, as was mentioned in the patch notes yesterday. Pretty standard stuff. You do get flat 10% chance of the featured unit, aka Black Clad Swordsman or Alter Iska. And being that these are paid banners, you have access to the newest units, including Eva. Darn you. So on and so forth. You can scroll all the way down, but all the newest units are always there for the fateful banners. And of course, unfortunately, they do fill up the banners with the 3s, 3.5s, and 4 stars. Now this one's a little bit different because note that there is no 4-star form of the Black Clad Swordsman. That is the normal style Iska, which apparently can be side graded either 4.5 or 5-star normal Iska. You can get 3 of those special books and then side grade it to Black Clad Swordsman. But that being said, only 10% chance on the 5-star, so you do lose a little bit of 4-star chance in order to get her. Now, in terms of free banners, note that there is no standard banner that is a split banner. There is a Slash Force edition, which we'll go into, and these are slightly upgraded. So note that they are upgraded, however, you do not get a chance of any other 5-star. These are locked into 4 different 5-stars, and so we'll cover those 4, and I guess it also depends on whether or not you need any of the other 3 other than the featured unit, which is a Parallel Iska or Black Clad Swordsman. So this one comes with Philly, AS, Alulu, and Philo. Okay, and you can see it's 1% chance times 4, and note that there are no other 5-stars available, although you can get the units as 4.5. Note that Eva will also not be in here. However, there is Daisy as one of our more recent units, Pizzica and Garambaro, so on and so forth. Scroll all the way down. So that means that you will get less value out of some of these if you are looking for specific units as in the AS or ES versions. However, on another note, you still have access to the 4-stars, so if you're willing to grind a little bit, have some RNG help you with the treatises or codexes and chant scripts, then you can still side grade most of those. And in terms of this one, this is the Earth one, and again it also features Black Clad Swordsman. However, it has Myunfa, Milsha, and AS Myris, not normal style Myris. And of course, as a free banner, I'll have the same units, no Eva, Daisy, and Pizzica will be some of the more recent ones. Okay, so, should we summon? Well, first of all, obviously, after my shenanigans with the banner, I will try to have a straight mind when explaining my thoughts and views about pulling on these banners in general. However, the general free-to-play or light spender strategy is if you do have the normal form, that is normal style Iska 4.5 or normal style Iska 5-star, it's best to avoid these banners in general. As we catch up to Japan, there's going to be more and more powerful banners out there, more and more powerful units, some of which are not available in any form in global. For example, Flame Lapis, I believe, is one of the newest units out there a few months down the road that has no previous version. Whereas units like this and some of the other specialized parallel units will have obviously the normal style versions, which many of you may have. And so your decision to summon really depends on if you have the normal style version of it. Keep in mind that if you have an AS or ES version of a unit, you can eventually side grade to that. Although that will now cost you 10 chance scripts instead of 5. 5 to side grade from ES or AS to normal style, and then another 5 to side grade to the Black Clad Swordsman. In the future, they will allow you to just directly side grade over from AS or ES, but at this time, I don't believe that's available even in Japan. So take that for what it's worth and use that to calculate your odds. And again, for those who are newer to the channel, in general, if you're talking about farming any unit to get 3 of those specialized books, either codices, treatises, or those kind of things, takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months, which does mean that you do have to wait a little bit. However, it does spare your stones, as some chrono stones, for future banners, which is very, very important if you're a light spender or free to play. Now, obviously, if you're a heavy spender or a whale, you will pull whatever you need to pull, and Alter Iska or Parallel Iska is as good a unit as any. She seems to be, well, as our first Alter unit, first of all, she has this new ability called Another Zone. This Another Zone basically powers up any elemental or attack stance. So in the case of her being in Slash Zone, it's going to double the damage on any of these zones. So for 30% Slash Zone, it'll now become 60%. Obviously, if it is Elemental Zone, which is a 50% boost to your element, then it'll become 100%. Apparently, this is a very new mechanic for us anyways, but apparently cannot be overwritten by any other stances. So I'm not really sure if that means it locks in once you use this while in Slash Zone. I'm not sure if that's locked in where Slash Zone can't be rewritten, or if it's just Another Zone itself, which is not able to be rewritten. It can also be removed with skill, so I'm not sure if that means that you can use that remove all buffs and debuffs, which is something like our Arena or even some of our Grasta has ability to. So I guess as I experiment with this, once I get this ability, then I can let you know further about the information. However, if you are obviously more advanced than I am, you can let me know specifically what are the limitations for Another Zone, and let me know in the comments below about that. In terms of Alter Iska specifically, when she used one of her signature moves, it basically activates Another Zone for a number of turns. I believe this one says it's 2 turns, although, like I said, just going off some references here. And it also activates Lunatic. Now, with Lunatic Shade units, and she is a Shade Earth Slash user, there are 2 types of Shade attacks. And this one is, I believe, the Sacrifice one, where basically you are similar to Milsha. Very different from Scrap, which I believe is for someone like, for example, Aesthetically. In the case of Sacrifice, you are losing physical and magical defense, and you're powering that into your attack. So all your attacks become a lot more powerful at the expense of your physical health, where if you take a hit, you're going to do a lot. You're going to take a lot more damage, which can kill you. So keep that in mind. That being said, when Alter Iska activates this Another Zone, it'll activate her Lunatic, and it'll also, when she's in this, when she's in her Slash Zone, this move is going to increase crit damage of all party members 50%, which is pretty standard nowadays. Very, very useful as a offensive support. However, her most powerful move seems to be her Earth Slash AoE 4 times attack. It also applies Slash resistance down 3 stacks up to 50%. Also heals, and when in Lunatic, obviously does more damage and heals more. She is also a Slash Zone setter, so she's got the end of turn buff for Slash, and so this one is for every Slash move done that previous turn, it's 10% bonus up to 40%, so a little bit less than, for example, Radius, which I believe is 15% per move. However, she does combine that with MP consumption down 10% per move, which is also up to 40%. So I guess you have ability to last longer if you're against some extended fights, being that for every Slash move you're going to have less MP used. In general, just looking over her moves, I mean, she has a lot of different abilities. She actually has a much better shield than even Radius does. Physical resistance 30 and type resistance 50. So like Aurora Force, but with the extra physical shield on top, probably help you survive a lot longer and obviously help your team and her last a lot longer. Just looking over her moves and the fact that she unlock the Another Zone, she is extremely powerful. I would normally recommend to summon for a unit like this, being especially if you don't have a slash zone. We do have free slash zones, keep in mind, with Crest. We also have that dual slash zone with the slash magic with Surge. And so for most free-to-play players, you don't absolutely need this unit. I would also consider her not as unique, for example, as a unit such as Eva, which is obviously a global first, or even comparable to banners like Melissa, which are also in play right now. So purely on, depending on what you have in your roster, if you're comparing the banners right now, which is Alter Iska versus something like Eva, Melissa, or even ES Iska, then, you know, I don't know if you would consider her absolutely must-have. Now, keep in mind, if you have no form of Iska, my general recommendation would be to summon on the ES Iska banner so that you can eventually unlock the Black Clad Swordsman. However, I can understand the temptation of going for the newest unit right away because, you know, instead of having to wait a number of months, you can get Alter Iska right away. And to be fair, she can be used right away and she will probably help your team win just as hard as, you know, not, you know, using the other slash zone setter, which is obviously ES Iska. And but the downside, like I said, is if you have her in any form, you're going to not have any stones for future banners. And so just keep that in mind when summoning on this banner. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. As much as I like new units, just the fact that she has another form that most of you probably have a form of Iska makes that banner much less valuable in general. And even with these Earth and Slash Force being slightly uprated. Keep in mind that most 5-star banners, like most banners, are 3.6% chance to get a 5-star. This one is 4% chance, but you're mixing them with units that are a little bit older. Like AS Lulu, you don't really need her now that you have better slash zone setters. Philo, I mean, he can boost slash attacks. However, you already have like other units like Crest who can do that. You can have Cyrus who can boost Katana and Sword. And Philo is great, but I would, I would say she's still very valuable, being that she's a shade unit, and actually she has a lot of synergy with Alter Iska. If you're missing 2 units, specifically Philly and Alter Iska in any form, I would say this one would be a decent summon. You get 2% chance uprated of getting 2 units that can be very useful to your roster. If you have Philly, this value of this banner drops off very quickly. In terms of this banner though, now this one's a little bit more interesting. Miyufa is still extremely useful. I still use her to this day, both in her normal style, which is a great Earth Zone setter. Not only that, her VC increases crit damage by 50% for physical attacks. And she can side grade to AS Miyufa, which is a heavy-duty blunt zone setter. AS Myris is still the mainstay of many Magic Zone teams, including mine. And Milsha, I wouldn't say she's as necessary nowadays. However, she's got the end of turn shenanigans, which are very, very useful in kind of killing bosses after HP stoppers. I mean, I've seen, you can use videos like this to kill off things like Shadow Chaos, other tough battles, even like boss rushes where that end of turn attack can be extremely powerful. And so this banner, if you're talking between the 2 Black Clad Swordsman banners, would be more valuable, again, depending on how many units you're missing. I would say priority-wise, Miyufa would be first, AS Myers would be next, and then Milsha would be last in terms of what you have and whether or not you want to summon for this. So again, look at your roster and decide what you want to do in terms of summoning. But really, if the prize is Alter Iska, better off side grading if you can. Now, that being said, I will not be summoning on this banner. I do have a normal style 4.5 Iska, so I'll be farming that. Not to mention, I don't have very many stones at this point. However, please let me know in the comments below what you think about my opinion. If you're going to be summoning, and if you do, I wish you all great luck in summoning. I mean, the fact that we do have a 4% banner over 3.6 is really not bad at all. And so I think that's nice to see. So hopefully, anyways, hopefully that helps you guys clear up some decisions as to what to do. And moving forward, hopefully you finish Chapter 2 and can take on that new super boss once you get it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.